cut out my see what happens at the end of that. So baby or Mike's is all I can say.
Good. Oh, hello. You can see me 1 minute in the past.
Yeah, so we're trying to come back on, cut out one possible variable and restarted some stuff.
If you stuck around
Thank you.
through the difficulties, thank you. Absolutely.
Should know in literally seconds here happen.
Will indeed. So.
Okay, we're supposed to be on right now.
Well, real quick, back to everything disappearing off this forum too. I had one more point to bring up in that I forgot about while we were discussing it earlier. This forum gets occasionally archived, and backups are made of the posts that are put on it, and people were talking very specifically about cephalopods, right? And it felt like, we flipped that forum open today looking for posts on this, and they're almost all completely obliterated. Well, I go and I look at the archive as well, where a lot of this stuff gets backed up when these posts get deleted like that, and there's only, in over 2 decades of operation on this forum, 255 separate references to the word cephalopod. Only 255. So it almost feels like they went back and cleared stuff out too, even more than just clearing out what was actively being discussed at the time. Because it seems very strange to me that in 20 plus years, the word cephalopod has only come up under 300 times.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
I mean, it goes back to what is their motivation to hide that then?
It's too close. It's too close to the truth. They don't hide the things that aren't the truth. They only hide the things that are the truth. They don't. I don't know how to elucidate it. I'm sorry. I'm losing my train there. It's a matter of if they take what they have there and they hide it, right? And if it gets out, that is gonna be and mainstream anything picks up on it and people start talking about that, they are gonna have to put in so unbelievably much effort to do their typical intelligence organization act of now mixing the truth with the false and convincing everyone that thinks that they're a kook and yada 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 yada. It's going to be a whole new can of worms because it's not even really something that a ton of people are talking about. I mean, this is the fringe of the fringe of the fringe that we're getting at, that this is being discussed at that kind of level.
Well, it does look like the stream on YouTube seems okay. They're reporting excellent health.
That's
whatever that might end up actually meaning. And it looks okay. Rumble's still Rumble. Nice
I actually really like Rumble. I just wish it worked better for us.
I don't discount that it couldn't in the future. I think there's some sort of prioritization happening in the background like we've talked about. We just haven't hit that level where they're going to prioritize us the way we would want them to. But feel free to call in at this point, 857-323-425. That's 857-32-D-DIAL. Or you can go to the website and hit call now. Darkdial.com.
The I sent you some links to, I think it was through our messages or something from my mom about what's going on in Alaska.
You want me to pull that up? Give me just a moment.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine.
I don't like that we're being cut out a lot. And yeah, Marty, we had to restart the stream and start a whole new one. We ended up cutting out one stream effectively so that we're no longer on Twitter. How does our audio sound?
It seems to be fine now. Hopefully we're sounding okay.
You might have to
refresh it,
restart
like, a million times.
Well, honestly, the chat's not even going to work anymore because we're not restreaming to X. So you got to actually be on the site. I would probably knock down your video to like 480p.
I'm just gonna pause it.
It might still buffer it though. Well, it's probably fine. Whatever. Anyway, hopefully we sound good. What I'm watching right now is real? ? Is it real? I hope it is. Maybe it's too real. Well, good thing we weren't topic heavy tonight, because
Yeah, that would have thrown a wrench in
yeah.
this, no doubt.
Well, if it wasn't that was cut out of the forum the way it was, we probably wouldn't bring it up. You know, like it seemed like that was the cephalopod thing was censored information, that it was something somebody out there didn't want us to know about.
It really does, and I can tell you that there have been similar instances on this forum of sensitive information seeming to be leaked. There was a supposed photograph of an alien that, like, almost like a selfie. Like an alien took a selfie kind of thing that got posted on
Did you
it.
save it? Or?
I did not. I was not present at the time, unfortunately. It was in February of 2017 when it was posted. And the entire website, after that picture got posted, was shut down. And every post on it that had been made, and since they had refreshed it, essentially, because posts will fall off the end of it, basically. So every post that had been made that was actively up was purged. Whew! All of them were gone. Any reference someone had made to this photo, gone. The photo apparently had like some mystical properties, like it made people sick when they looked at it and stuff like that, which I don't know how much of that is just people creating an urban legend around it, but I do know for a fact the website did go down and it was purged at the time that they say it was when this photo was supposedly happened. So it's had similar instances of information getting censored. This doesn't seem to be as hard of a purge. They didn't shut the website down to do it, but it does seem like it was, because just to give an instance, these were posts that weren't up a few days ago. Posts on this forum tend to last close to 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes even more. They stay up for a very long time. It's a slow-moving zone for information. And the fact that in a day, 2 days, 8, 9, 10 of them just disappeared.
Yeah, that's
doesn't
fishy.
seem normal for the way that it normally runs. It seems like there's something going on there.
Squid people, and they don't want us to know.
Do you think the squid people are removing the pictures? Do you think they're since? Is that what I heard? Because hold on, that's interesting.
I didn't say that, but hey, last episode, what did we pull up? Remember the like transatlantic fiber lines underneath the ocean?
They're tapped into our ocean lines, man.
I mean, conceivably, if there was some sort of intelligent life at the bottom of the ocean, let's just imagine that for a minute. And now you have our data lines running right on top of them. I mean, like, can you imagine them looking at it? Like, what do we do with this? Where did this come from?
Absolutely.
And now they're aware of us.
interesting way to look at it.
There were also references in the original post to, and I find this so very interesting because this is a conspiracy that I love in and of itself. With Nikola Tesla, they're referencing his theories on 369 and his unlimited power and things like Wardenclyffe Tower, and that these creatures are using that kind of technology as well to power these giant magnetic fields that they're using to fly. And Nikola Tesla, man, that real quick aside dive into that. There's been a lot of people that have pursued Tesla's inventions and his patents and the things that he himself got shut down on that have ended up very mysteriously missing or dead, or, it seems the closer that people get to figuring out these patents and stuff, the further. Are we not?
No, we're good.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, we're good. Well, Tesla's a deep dive anyway.
If there was anyone that had ghosts in their blood, only cocaine could solve it, was him.
Did he do cocaine?
I don't know. I headcanon. He had to have, right? He was just absolutely wired on this stuff at all times, is how I perceive it in my brain.
Gavin doesn't like when I play with my hair because it blocks him.
Yeah, just a little. If you can scoot your chair a little bit closer to Ants, you might be a little better off. Because earlier it looked like you were just in profile. If you can manage that, I can't really see from here how well that works for you.
Hopefully that'll be a little better.
I don't know. We're all over the place. Like I said, I lowered the noise gates a bit, so we're going to find out how the audio ends up. Because we were getting cut off out of nowhere.
Like whiskers coming.
Got the Jamie Heineman stash going on. No, I mean, Tesla's stuff, man. Talk about Wardenclyffe Tower for a second, right?
Wait, back up. What's Wardenclyffe Tower?
Okay, so
was this his thing?
Yeah, it was I want to say experiment project. I don't quite know the right word for it because it did exist for a time. It was essentially an idea that he had to build a device that was able to charge the ionosphere and deliver wireless, unlimited power across the world.
This was in Colorado, right? He had some facility in Colorado?
I believe so, yeah. It was a facility that he had worked out of. There's actually a really famous picture. Let me see if
I think it was featured in the Prestige. You ever seen that movie with Christian Bale and Hugh Jackson?
I can't say that I have.
It's a really good movie. Basically, the premise is there are these two magicians, and they're trying to outcompete each other in terms of tricks and stuff like that. And one of them actually approaches Tesla, and Tesla gives the guy a device that allows him to transport. And there's kind of a twist ending that it's such a good movie, even though it's so old. I don't want to spoil it, yeah.
No, I get you. I did find a picture of Wardenclyffe Tower. I'm going to send it over to you real quick here.
And YouTube saying we're having issues again.
I'm seeing it. Very, very, very
I mean,
delayed.
we're well within our upstream, so I don't know if it's... I tend not to believe it's our connection.
Wardenclyffe Tower. But the reason that we have the electricity that we have today is because J.P. Morgan wanted this particular project shut very far down. I don't have anything with me, but I can find the documents showing the line of communication that show that, but
that's not entirely true, but go on. I'll pick it apart later.
Essentially, Big Oil want big money and
Edison.
free
We're
power.
talking about Edison, not just big oil.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, they went with Edison. Edison is a puppet. Edison's a figure holder. He's a placeholder. Yeah, he had the only reason they went with Edison is because his idea didn't allow for unlimited free energy. Had the places been switched, Edison, he was a convenient figure to use to push the opposite idea, basically. He had the idea and they were able to utilize that. It wasn't necessarily that his idea was any better. It was just that he was there presenting something that could be in opposition to Wardenclyffe and that energy project in general.
Can I say the pyramids or something was kind of built off the idea of this because of the way it was?
Well, they were originally encased in completely different materials than we see right now. It's thought that the tops were conductive,
Yeah.
maybe like coated in solid gold, and the slopes were coated in essentially smooth sandstone, like a limestone even, and that was very insulating, and that they were conducting energy into the ionosphere in a very similar way. Yeah, sure enough.
I remember reading something about it. It was a long time ago. But I remember seeing this picture.
There's a couple of famous pictures of Wardenclyffe out there. This is...
Just so you guys are aware, I just killed our Rumble stream to see if that helps us at all. Sorry, Rumble.
I think there's a lot of money invested in keeping stuff like Wardenclyffe from coming to fruition.
Trying to see if you're watching. I'm sorry. We're trying to see if our stream health gets better here. This is ridiculous.
Oh no, didn't see you there, buddy.
We're on, but
It does look to be extremely delayed and choppy.
well, it's gonna be delayed. We have a delay. The
Well, no,
delay's
I
not
know
the
that,
problem,
but it looks like almost glitchy. I don't know if that's what every...
it probably is. Okay, we're back on YouTube. Starting off looking healthy.
Welcome back again.
Yeah, we just gotta fix this so that it isn't happening every show. So sometimes it's just us working out bugs.
I mean, it's only, what, week 6? Well, we're getting there.
Yeah, these other guys got like years of experience in production and like whole studios and stuff, man.
Right now, it just got us on. I can try throwing Rumble up. It's saying excellent of our status.
Does that say stream is hostile? Healthy.
Yeah,
Hostile.
not hostile.
I was like,
It
what
is
does that
hostile,
mean?
though. It's genuinely hostile right now.
Every time I try to log in, I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, I just kicked up the Rumble stream again just to
See what it does. Oh man. Saw something out the corner of my eye. I got the corner people, man. You know about the corner people, right?
Why don't you elaborate?
Basically, okay, so I mean it's more like a Lovecraft story than anything, and they're not people, they're little like hellhounds that live in the angles that we can't visualize. Essentially, it's just like they can break in and out of our dimension at will from, like, if you look at a corner and it like, imagine the corner turns like into one of those Ashurian 4D hypercubes, right? That's what corners are to them. They can just like pop in and out of them because a corner is like an intersection in more dimensions than just 3. If you're looking at it in a 4th dimensional, there's like a hole in the middle of the corner. They form like a box inside of themselves.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen a hypercube. I'll pull up a hypercube, or if you want to pull up a hypercube, I don't know, it's Google. But they are 4-dimensional structures that have a representation inside of 3-dimensional space, and the way that you look at them is really weird, and they're hard to understand. I'll send a picture along, and we can take a look at that.
So far, we're so good without the delay. I don't see how...
Why it's doing that.
Yeah, why that would do. Our first time implementing a delay. Somebody yells something on stream we don't want them to, since we're a call-in show.
We want to be able to kill it. Abort, red alert.
Yeah, to be honest, we'd be able to censor it if need be, but...
So looking at this, it's hard to visualize. I need you not to look at this as like an octagon, right?
Right. I can see the cube.
So the cube. Do you see that top center part?
Yeah.
That's the hole through the corner. That space represents, like, if you were to take a slice of that, it would be like a vertical corner.
Yeah.
Of the actual 3D representation of the cube. You would see in real space a cube, if that were to move in 4D space in front of you, you would see in one spot a cube start out really, really small, get bigger, and then get really, really small until it disappeared. That's all you would see. That's how that would be visualized through. And it's the same way for the corners. It would get bigger, get smaller, and it's in. Yeah. It is. I don't know. I like Lovecraft stuff, and when he gets into more esoteric mathematical ideas, like 4th dimensional hypercubes and stuff, I really like it, because it was at a time where that kind of stuff wasn't even like anything in terms of scientific thought. Which kind of ties back to the collective unconscious, right?
We always circle back.
Everything's a circle, man. It's all the snake eating its own tail.
It's a very interesting object. I don't know what to believe. Corner people.
Oh, well, the corner people, I don't think they're real. I think Lovecraft was an absolute nut job who knew how to turn his madness into pretty good books. And I say that in the most loving way possible.
We're healthy for now, so I don't know. I have to do some test streams with that delay.
Yeah, that's weird. It's very strange, isn't it?
It's weird. Even Rumble looks okay right now. Well, I have no idea. Rumble's Rumble.
You really want to break your brain in the 4th dimension? Someone made 4D Minecraft. It hurts me.
What's 4D Minecraft?
It's Minecraft, but you play it in 4 dimensions. You can scroll yourself through the 4th dimension, essentially.
What's the 4th dimension? Like 4th spatial dimension?
Yes, a 4th spatial dimension.
I don't understand.
It's really, really hard to explain without seeing it.
It's honestly like an art. Like, it's just I don't think the 4th dimension exists in space, number one. You know, if anything, you could make the argument that it was time.
I don't even know if dimensions as we think of them are proper, because we think of space as XYZ in terms of dimensionality, but I think a spherical point cloud model makes more sense than that. I don't know if that makes sense. It's not linearly constraining ourselves to 3 axes in a world where physicality extends omnidirectionally feels strange and arbitrary to me.
I don't understand that. Honestly, it might be because I'm over here in, like, CRT Techland.
Hmm.
Trying to. It really bugs me that the delay might have caused that, and I don't know why.
That's why I was hoping it was going to come back and be just as bad so we can blame it on the servers.
I don't think we can.
Because we need that. It's big.
Mm-hmm.
But we may have to find some external source for it. If anyone knows any good plugins or third-party applications that apply a delay to a stream without causing severe lag, please let us know in the comments or the chat below. We would greatly appreciate it.
I don't know if that's what the issue was, or if it was having a problem with the multiple output.
Like it was caching multiple times or something and it couldn't keep up.
Well, that plugin we use to do multiple streaming might have done something. I don't know.
Oh, it is working now, though.
Yeah, it seems to be good. So if you do want to call us, give us a ring, 857-32D dial. Take my mind off these tech issues so I can start talking about them. Stop talking about them. Sorry, I'm a little speech jammed. On stream, because I don't want to talk about them on stream. Just sometimes it becomes the struggle for you to see and hear us.
And we do need that. Contrary to popular belief, a show does need to have both an audio and visual element to run.
You need to be able to see us somehow and hear us. So. But yeah, give us a ring, 857-32D dial. I think cephalopod people are ridiculous. It probably doesn't exist. But I do have. There's something weird about octopi, though, that
it makes sense to me that they are to monkeys what we would be to the squid people, and it also makes sense to me that they would be in such a different environment. We wouldn't be like our populi would not be aware of each other. We can't get down that low. We've sent maybe like one drone down to the Marianas Trench. I mean, these are regions we know more about space than we do the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, but don't you think we would see some sort of byproduct of their civilization? Like,
we do. USOs.
No, not just like a minor thing. I mean, like an environmental change. Like they're off-putting, like we off-put carbon dioxide and different pollutants into the environment. Would there not be some sort of off-gassing that existed from some other industrialized civilization at the bottom of the ocean?
I don't know.
Trying to think of references that might exist that would be something of that nature. I may be, but it may be so far into the bottom of the ocean that it is just not noticeable. I mean, it's an entirely different world down there. Like, if pollution happens down there, who's to say it doesn't, like, the pressure doesn't allow it to rise? You know what I mean? It might get to a point where buoyancy is like, just not existent because there's so much above you that you're not rising no matter what. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense, if I'm elucidating that properly.
Not necessarily. What you're saying is the pressure wouldn't allow the byproducts of their civilization, whatever pollutants or whatever that might be, to rise out of the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy that. Like, there are currents and stuff. Like, it's ultimately going to get caught up.
Yeah, there's currents, but we build dams. We change the currents on rivers
think about
all the
it like
time.
this. Like, we just talked about, like, cables along, like, the transatlantic fiber optic cables and stuff like that for data that we lay across the bottom of the ocean. We have ships that fall down. It's like Little Mermaid, like, swimming around and, like, recovering stuff from ships. They would be more than aware of us. You would think there would be something that would wash up on the shore that would be a little bit more solid evidence than just the Montauk Monster or something like that. You know, like we're not experiencing anything.
Maybe
like
it's
that.
just covered up.
That's
I mean, me and you aren't experiencing it ourselves, right? We don't see anything washing up on the beach, but who's to say someone doesn't and then just poof, gone.
Maybe the reason why those posts were deleted is not because they're true about like some sort of convergent evolution with an octopus, but instead it's leased space by our government to extraterrestrials, and it's like, no, you guys can hang out at the bottom of the ocean. You know, you're not going to freak out our population if you do that.
That's an interesting thought.
Give us a ring. What do you think? 857-32 dial. That's 857-323-3425. Yeah. Hey, also, please like and subscribe. You can see we're struggling all the time. We're trying here. But give us a like and subscribe. Maybe share this video or just tell somebody about us. We're trying to build here. Use the help.
You still have the link to the mermaid that they pulled up?
The mermaid?
Mermaids exist. I always believe.
Man, I remember watching maybe a decade ago this History Channel thing on mermaids, and you turn on the History Channel and they had like this entire mockumentary, which is ironic because it's like on the History Channel about how mermaids exist.
They do.
And it was like literally made as a parody, but it was almost like War of the World style broadcast where it looked real and it was on a network known for broadcasting like real apparently
I think
real
I
stuff.
remember this.
Or at least when they go in the Ancient Aliens, it's all like hypotheticals and them talking and stuff like that. But yeah, there was this big, I don't know how big it was, but it was like a documentary about mermaids, and it starts talking about sonar and whales. All right, we're getting a call here. You guys got them in your headphones there? I'm gonna try to turn down the volume on the jams because I wasn't working last time.
Call from
Marty.
to accept, press 1.
Thank you for calling in.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, how are
Doing well.
you?
I can hear you now, so much better.
We're trying really hard tonight,
Oh.
Marty.
Yeah, well, there were a few mess ups. I don't know what was going on. My phone was just spinning. Then I had to fast forward the stream to catch up. I don't know if that was me or you or what, but
It wasn't just you.
Yeah, no
It
doubt.
was
I think
everywhere.
I think we got it sorted for the most part, though.
Well, yeah, and it was running fine after that. And then I didn't know if it was real or if I was chatting to a previous part of the episode.
Oh,
Because all the chat messages were just gone.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I saw that when I logged back on. All of them had.
it's
That's
because we
what
had to start
started
a
everyone.
yeah, we had to start a whole new video in an attempt to get us
Right.
streaming. For some reason, honestly, I don't know what happened. We changed a few things.
Well, you know what they say, crap happens.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. No, you guys were talking about, well, you were talking about stuff not washing up from the depths. But then again, we have no real evidence of aliens from above either, which we would more likely have than anything washing from the depths of the oceans. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if there was a whole civilization underneath the ocean, I feel like it would be more likely that we would see that than aliens.
Oh, I don't know. We have a whole civilization under the ocean. I
The
think
squid
that
people are
might
real?
be a little.
Squid people are real.
Yeah, and they're squids. And they shoot squid poop, and that washes up on the beach. There's a civilization of squid under the ocean.
How mad could they be about calamari?
Hey, I like some calamari.
You've just sealed your
Depends on
fate
if
when the
you're eating
squid
it or
people
not.
come after us.
Yeah. No, but the depths of the ocean are so uncharted. They're less charted than space is. We have no clue what's under there.
Well, at least we can see space.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We
Yeah.
have no clue. We have more knowledge of space than we do of the oceans, the depths of the oceans.
And maybe they tie all their stuff down so it doesn't float up. I don't know.
That's exactly right. Yep,
They got a bunch of
put
cinder
stakes
blocks.
in the ground.
Whole city
So they live in
suspended by one
balloons.
rope.
Yeah, it's a theory. They just tie everything down.
Yeah, I had to go in. You guys started out with the cephalopods, so I wasn't familiar with cephalopod aliens. So
That's
I
a
had
pretty
to
new
go
one.
in to read on that. Huh?
Yeah, it's a pretty new one.
Well, what I was reading, they talk about octopus and why they're alien.
Yeah, and why's that?
And it's not a new article. But it was a pretty interesting article.
Is that the DNA study you're referencing?
No, it's called Facts About Octopuses That Prove They're Aliens.
Hmm.
And it was just, I was reading about it and talking about accelerated evolution, animals with the most, and where they came from. That's just an interesting article. So, I mean, I can't really explain it to you
So it's not.
unless I were to read it to you.
Sorry. What if it's not squid people? What if it's just the octopuses or the smart ones? What if they're
It says that while Darwinism would have you believe that life was created from the primordial soup, another theory, panspermia, maintains the belief that certain aspects of life and evolution may have developed due to the seeds of matter that came to Earth from other planets.
Panspermia is that theory, the idea that life spreads through essentially space junk or asteroids in like a bacterial form or a single-celled form, something like that, and as chunks of space matter blows off of one planet, it can eventually hit another planet and essentially seed it with life.
Yes, that's basically what it is. And then it says, before you laugh, keep in mind that scientists estimate there are more than 100 billion planets within the Milky Way galaxy and a possible 100 billion galaxies in the universe. That's 10 to the 22nd power of planets that could potentially hold life.
The chats are back.
Nope, my wife said the chats are back.
Hence a Fermi paradox, really.
Yeah, why have we not seen it?
So while we were talking, I looked up a quick little fact about octopi, and it says they have 33,000 genes, which is like 10,000 more than what humans have.
That's a lot.
All right.
They're doing major
Yeah, I
CRISPR
guess
to themselves.
they're interesting.
Well, they are very intelligent. You've got stories of them like breaking out of their cages or like shorting out electrical equipment by splashing water on it at aquariums and stuff like that, like on purpose, like purposefully and repetitively performing actions like that. So they're definitely intelligent creatures. They have some kind of sapience there.
Huh. The octopus. Yes, the octopus has one centralized brain, and the rest is distributed through each arm. In terms of brain-to-body ratio, the octopus has the largest ratio of any invertebrate.
Yeah, they have like split brains off in different parts of their body. It's really strange.
Yep, one in each arm. Yeah, it says they're the only invertebrate to use tools. They external.
Oh, you are cutting out a little bit, Marty. If you want to run that one back by us, try one more time.
Yeah, I said that they can wield external weapons, and they're the only invertebrates to use tools. So, but anyhow, whether that means they could be an alien in aspect to terra firma, but are they the who was in Dead Man's Chest, the pirate with the octopus face?
Ah, Davy Jones.
Davy Jones. Yeah. I mean, do we have those walking around among us?
Possible.
I think so. 110%. They just don't take their masks off. They keep their face tentacles tucked inside.
There you go, down the front of their shirts.
Mm-hmm.
No, I would believe more in extraterrestrials from space before I think that there's anything living under the oceans. But that's just me.
I might agree with that.
Even though there are...
I think I agree with that.
Yeah. Even though there are reports of spaceships going into the waters, different waters.
Well, yeah, we were talking about that because there was a video that put up by Border Patrol in Puerto Rico where a UFO goes under the water.
But they might have a way to get under the water just to get away from us. And then come back up and go to the sky.
Or they come in and get a drink.
Thirsty. You know, flying from Andromeda, you work up a real thirst.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. But, yeah, anyhow, I had just finished dinner and was watching you guys having your issues and figured I'd call in, and hopefully I was hoping that Rex might call in.
Oh, he's driving tonight.
7-hour drive.
Yeah.
Well,
he said he was going to call in next week.
But then again, he's in Montana, so he might not have had much of a signal.
That's true.
Yeah, hopefully he's not crashing trying to find the new video, the new stream.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. But I guess your chats are back up, and I guess everything seems to be going fine now.
Well, indeed.
As we were speaking, I got an alert that it's not going very smoothly YouTube for some reason, so
Really?
just a rough night. So I honestly think I think part of it is that we don't have the following yet, so they don't allocate as many server resources as they could to us. So as we, grind this out and find more people to watch us and stuff like that, I think they'll will be higher priority on their servers.
Well, yeah, and that's the way that generally goes. But, I mean, it just takes time. Nothing's an immediate success generally.
Would be nice.
It's going to take time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would be nice, but nothing good comes without hard work.
Yeah, and we're putting it in.
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see you guys are putting it in. I don't know what you do behind the scenes, but you obviously got something going.
I keep laughing because you can physically see the difference every time we do a stream. Like, you'll see like something new on the microphone, like every time as we try to get that tuned in, and and that's just what you physically see.
Well, I don't physically see a lot because I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
Watching on my phone. So my screen is pretty small. It's more for the listening than it is for the watching.
Well, that's the cool part about this show is you can listen or you can watch or you call
No
in,
doubt.
however you want it. It's kind of all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do our
Yeah,
mics sound better today?
When we do what?
Do the mics sound better today?
Oh, well, what I noticed is that I can hear all three of you now equally on the phone.
Yeah, that took a little doing.
Whereas the last time all I could hear mainly was Chance, but now I can hear everybody equally.
Yay!
Now, when are you going to get more than one phone call at a time come in?
We had it happen last week.
We
and,
did. We actually had a gentleman end up not calling us back because we didn't have the ability to answer his call in time. We were on with another caller.
Yeah, no, I know that. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking, when you get to have the ability to do that.
Oh, to hold the line, you're saying?
I'm not sure.
No, to talk to two people on the phone at the same time.
Like a three-way call or something. I don't know.
It's doable. We
Right.
could do it.
So no, I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know how well we would handle it, because even like when we're talking to you, sometimes we're stepping over you because it's the three of us all trying to get our word in, and we're trying to talk to you, and there's a slight delay, and we're just trying not to, step on you while you're talking, and I can only imagine that would be that much worse
Right.
if we threw another person in the call.
Well, I mean, it's. I try not to step on you guys too. That's just common courtesy. Kind of try to wait to see what's coming before you speak. You know what I mean? And that just, I don't know. You might have to figure that out and see if it would work. It might be interesting to have a couple calls on, and
Yeah, that
then you
would be
guys
cool.
should be talking about 4 or 5 things at once.
I think we'll get there eventually.
No doubt.
Yeah. But
It's been
anyhow,
fun.
so I thought I'd call you and throw my 2 cents in on the cephalopod washing up from the bottom of the ocean. I think that there's really nothing down there, and even if there was, they would have it contained, just like they do from out of space.
I agree.
Well,
I
I
honestly
kinda-
don't think they're down there. I think the extra I can't even say it, are in space.
Oh.
I hold a hope that
Right,
there's some
yeah.
cryptids at the bottom of the ocean. There was something referred to as the bloop, I believe, which is a very, very loud noise that was recorded underwater. And they don't know what made it. And it sounds like it could have been a sea monster or something, but honestly, it could have been geological. But I love the idea that there could be large, undiscovered species very deep in the
mean,
ocean.
We found 60-foot squids.
Well, yeah, and that's when you were talking about like the Loch Ness monster and the plesiosaurs and other dinosaurs that you guys were talking about that one episode. I forgot what it was, the one that runs around in Africa or whatever.
Macaulay Mbembe from the heartlands of Tennessee.
There
Congo.
you go. I should have known that name. Yep, I should have known that name. But yeah, that, and you always wonder about with all the sightings of Nessie and other things, if there really is something like that under there. Which also goes to, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're all right. I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, no, and also that goes along with Sasquatch and Gigantopithecus.
Well, not at the bottom of
if
the
it's
ocean.
a lost. No, I'm talking about just in general.
Yeah.
Not the bottom of the ocean, but just in general, the idea that it could be there.
Well, we've found,
But-
I mean, there's been discoveries of new species of animal. I mean, even up to as recent as this year, we found new species of stuff. So it's not like we don't have precedent for discovering creatures that we didn't know existed before on a relatively consistent basis anyway.
And out of the ocean at that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Did it hang up?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah, I heard a death noise. I wasn't sure what it was.
Yeah, I thought it like lost the
no,
call.
I thought that was somebody else calling in.
Oh, you can hear that?
Yeah. He
I
can
hear that.
anything that's not in the browser.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, that was a cute little jingle.
Isn't it?
It was honestly me switching over to another computer, trying to make sure it's not uploading anything or eating our bandwidth in any way.
Oh, okay, that would probably be a good idea.
I'm always over here.
But with that, go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm always over here tinkering with buttons like the stream gremlin, trying to make things work.
Oh, well, maybe you should just leave it alone, and it might work all the way through.
I wish that was true. I've tried that method.
I had to throw that in. But anyhow, okay, well, I'm going to let you guys back at it and listen.
All right.
Well, thanks, Marty.
Appreciate you calling in.
Yep.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, no problem. Enjoyed it, and we will talk to you guys probably next week.
Sounds
like
good.
a plan.
Take care. Enjoy that dessert,
All right,
whatever
take
it is
care,
tonight.
guys and girl.
Bye. Have a good night.
Good night. You too.
There we go. See, it was kind of a similar.
It is a very similar noise. Yeah, we did go to like pour again, so I don't know.
I was watching it when it hit port, and we weren't having any issues visually. I don't know about audio, I wasn't listening, but at least visually there was nothing.
Well, and it came back, so it makes me wonder if it is our. Theoretically, it shouldn't be. Anyway, if you want to call and talk to us about anything, 857-323-3425. That's 857-32-D-dial. Even if you want to call and complain about how you can't watch the stream, we'll talk with you about that. Preferably not. I'm bringing it up more than I should, but it's the way this goes. We'll talk about cephalopod people.
You know, it's interesting though, like, what if it's not like a divergent evolution off of the octopus? What if it is the octopus? I mean, they communicate through color anyway. It's not something we understand. What if they do already have a level of intelligence and we've just got like spies in aquariums? They're just octopus spies, man.
Where do you come up with this?
Reality. I watch, I understand, I know.
I think reality's a bit of a jump there, my friend.
Reality itself is a bit of a jump.
Oh, here we go. It's going meta. It's going meta.
I don't know if I go down that rabbit hole. None of it makes sense.
A caffeine reef.
None of it makes sense. How does the creation of everything fit within the like currently understood laws of anything? I know we had a discussion earlier today on laws and what that means, but you know how the fact
We had
that
a discussion earlier today how we were going to stop saying we had a discussion earlier today because you've never heard it, so what do you care whether we had this discussion earlier today or not? We'll just rehab the discussion.
That's like the fourth time it's happened on the stream now.
What?
It's,
Oh, on this one?
Yeah.
Discussion earlier today? Has it? I don't know. I've let it, if it's happened, I've let it through every other time. We'll take a break here and like, we'll leave the lines open for about 5 minutes, see if somebody wants to give us a ring, because there is a delay. So, you know, we just got off with Marty. We might be just realizing that.
Right.
And you can give us a call, 857-32-D-dial, 857-323-3425. Go to darkdial.com, click call now, sign up for the forums while you're there. Other Otherwise, like I said, we'll talk for about 5 minutes and then we'll probably take a break. Fortunately, from perspective, it's like, but it's really the first one for us, and we have bodily needs that. I won't get into details what those are. I'll let you guess.
I have to go photosynthesize.
By the moonlight,
Yeah.
like
The moonlight's just the
man.
sunlight, but low wattage.
The name of the show is Dark Dial. Like, oh, don't do it.
Sorry,
See, that's
sorry,
that's
it's
why
starting.
we gotta do the thing.
Oh, I've been yawning the whole time. It's a
I know, I
problem.
keep seeing you and it's like, it's making me yawn.
Laws of reality. There has to be some universal constants we can agree on, hypothesize on the next thing. And it doesn't mean that that underlying law can't change. You know, I mean, hence you wouldn't call it a law, but that underlying theory. Sometimes we call things theories that are.
And vice versa, too.
Yeah, the law of gravity. We don't entirely know how.
I mean, that one was just recently with the gravitational wave thing kind of thrown on its head.
Well, I mean, it's still reproducible over and over again.
It is, but it also breaks down in ways we don't understand. Look at... I mean, gravity itself is something we don't fully understand. It's magnetism based off of mass? Like, what? What? You're telling me I'm bending like a spatial dimension that I can't see and things are now traveling differently around it outside of the way that I visually perceive them traveling differently around it? It's a strange concept in of itself. The fact that the accumulation of mass causes a magnetic-like effect to take place is strange.
Well, it's not magnetic. It's gravitational.
No, I understand that. I'm saying magnetic in a sense that it's like a magnetic force. It's something is creating a pull towards it. And I'm just kind of comparing the two in that way.
Yeah, well, they're like, again, universal laws.
Yeah, but why? What? The fact that we don't understand what even causes it, the fact that we just know that it exists,
gateway to
means that it's a
understanding-
universal phenomenon.
No, the gateway to a phenomenon is not necessarily recreatable. Gateway to understanding lies in a reliably recreatable occurrence.
Yeah, but the phenomenon don't necessarily need to be unrecreatable to be a phenomena. I mean, radio transmission is a phenomena.
No, ghosts are a phenomenon. UFOs are a phenomenon. The stuff we talk about in this show is very frequently
Things
a
that we don't
phenomenon.
understand are phenomena.
Yeah.
Things that we don't understand gravity. We literally do not understand it.
No, but, I mean, we don't understand
It's a
anything on the
phenomena.
level to which you're talking about the understanding.
Well,
Like,
we don't even we
you're talking about a
understand
quantum understanding.
we understand magnets. We understand that magnets
No,
at the very
man.
least have poles, and we understand
Magnets,
how to
how do they
magnetize
work?
things
How
and
do they work?
demagnetize
No, we don't
things.
understand magnets. We don't. You just said we don't understand gravity, but you're going to sit here and tell me we
We know
understand
more
magnets?
about magnets than we do gravity. We know about poles. We know about how to demagnetize things, how to remagnetize things, the effects that it has on the electric currents. We don't know anything about anything about
I
gravity
could
like
just as
that.
easily say we understand how the mass of an object can create gravity,
How?
in the fabric of space-time.
How does it though?
I mean, if you really want me to get into a visualization, take a tennis ball, take a taunt sheet and put a tennis ball on it, and then put a bowling ball on it, and that's space-time warping around it. Drop another tennis ball on on a taunt sheet, drop a bowling ball. It creates a divot in the sheet, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now drop a tennis ball on that same sheet. It's going to be attracted to that object because it is weighing down the space-time continuum.
But what is the space time? What is that sheet? We don't
Fabric.
understand that sheet.
It's called the fabric of space-time.
We don't understand that sheet
Yeah,
though,
but-
and that sheet's being proven to not really be what
Again,
we think
you
it
can't-
is with
you
quantum
can't
mechanics
explain
come along.
magnets to that extent.
And
though,
quantum
either.
mechanics come along and they throw everything out the window.
well-
These things that we think are laws and repeatable phenomenon consistently change into ways that we understand them in a different light. It's not...
Well, we could go about quantum mechanics is a whole different, and that's what you're talking about. You're talking about on a quantum level. We don't understand how it works. Well,
Well,
that's
we don't
correct.
even understand how gravity works on a textbook level. You can't give someone a third grade example of how gravity works other than big object makes small object get closer. That's the furthest we understand gravity.
I honestly, don't have a physicist understanding to argue it with you, but there's enough math there that we can say a object of a particular mass will create a particular amount of gravity.
But that math has started breaking down to
No,
the
that
point...
math has not broken down.
That math has
is
started...
solid.
No, it has started breaking down. The special relativity and general relativity are starting to be looked at as not a fully comprehensive guide to what we are understanding in the world. They're starting to be more looked at as a piece of that guide.
What we're having an argument about here is classical physics versus quantum physics, right?
To an extent, yeah.
To an extent, that's what we're talking about. All I'm saying is like, hey, we need to fall back on the classical enough to be able to say, this is how the world works enough so that I can now hypothesize how a warp drive would work on a space vehicle.
It's difficult to fall back on that classic when things like the double slit experiment exist. When that classic is broken time and time again in front of our faces, and we can see that...
That's not classical mechanics.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's broken. The classical mechanics say that photons are a particle.
No, they're not reconciled yet with quantum physics. Classical physics is not reconciled with quantum physics. That doesn't mean they're unreconcilable. There must be a connection.
If we don't understand that connection and we can see that events are happening in quantum mechanical ways that are affecting classical mechanics, and we don't understand that connection, we can't say that we stand classical mechanics. Because, like, we can't say that something is concrete.
But you can't say you understand quantum mechanics.
No, you can't. I'm not saying that we understand quantum mechanics to any degree. What I'm saying is the things that we think about in science as laws and as concrete facts are consistently proven time and time again throughout history to be incorrect or to be a piece of a larger puzzle and to just be a bit of information that fits inside of...
Yeah, but that's how science works. It always is adjusted and built upon.
No, but that's what I'm saying is you can't...
take a model and you build the model off that model, and then you adjust the base model where it needs in order for it to fit.
And you can't look at anything as concrete because there is just constant adjustment.
I understand, but in order for us to make a hypothesis of a future model, if I want to make a hypothesis of what Bigfoot is or what a UFO is, I have to look at the classical model of, for instance, Bigfoot. Why does the distribution, if I'm looking for a living population of apes in the Pacific Northwest down at different latitudes, how would I expect that living population to be distributed, and what variation would I see in them? So I look at the footprints, and I think it's Bergman's law states that animals, as they get further from the equator, get larger because they have to survive in colder environments and build more body mass. So now I look at the footprints and I go, okay, the footprints in the south of Bigfoot footprints, like samples of plaster casts taken of Bigfoot footprints. I worked up about it again because this is so good, and I stopped recording because we kept going on and off with OBS.
Yeah.
But this is good. This is, I mean, I'll absolutely. Yeah. And now it just went back to excellent. So, all right, let's go to a break. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Love you. Please like and subscribe. Here's a thing for you to see. Nope, that's not the thing. Nope, that's not the thing. Nope. Okay, here's the thing for you to see. Please like and subscribe you can hear me and Chance argue about classical models being projected.
Baseline reality!
Yeah, exactly. It does help us out, and we'll see you in a bit. Love you.
You know who made it.
And welcome back again. We appreciate your patience and understanding, and we hope to keep you entertained without the difficulties we've been having for the rest of the show.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it really does seem like I think it might have just been our internet connection, which is a pretty solid one. We were talking earlier how we have kind of the gold standard of internet when it comes to stuff like this, but sometimes that lets you down. And I think that's all it was tonight while we were pulling our hair out, blaming it on all sorts of different things. It was out of our control. Anyway, we're back. 857-323-3425. That's 857-32-D-Dial if you want to give us a call, or you can go to darkdial.com. There's a call now button directly on our landing page. Got a UFO on it. You get it? I already made that joke last night. Or Wednesday or whatever. We didn't have these issues Wednesday, did we?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we had any this level of weirdness.
Not at all.
High strangeness. High degree of strangeness tonight.
I like to exist in high strangeness environments.
Maybe there's like a solar flare.
I'm gonna say we've had some super stuff this last week.
A little louder and in the mic.
I was saying we've had super moons and stuff this last week. So I don't know. Maybe it's messing with everything.
Mercury's in retrograde.
Not yet. It's like sometime around my birthday.
Fever.
But it's always disappointing to us when we have to start a whole new video because it like splits our VOD then afterwards and we lose people and. But we're on now, so give us a ring. Talk about aliens, squid people, Bigfoot,
Whatever you
psychic
want.
energies, Mercury in retrograde, whatever.
Oh man.
We were getting into it before the break, and I really hope it shows on the VOD because again we started to have the data crash out. But me and Chance were about ready to fight.
Over baseline reality.
Baseline reality. We were getting into it. It was good. It was good. I kind of want to clip that. Or we should just try to redo. Well, we don't have to try to redo that argument. The way our conversations happen cyclically, we will have that argument again. Yeah, it totally will.
No doubt, 110%.
It'll happen organically. We don't even need it because if we try to force it, it's not gonna.
No.
It's not gonna be great. We'll see how it turns out since we have like 3 separate YouTube videos. I don't know how to break this up. It keeps happening where it's like, oh, here's episode 6. Oh, here's episode 6 in like 3 different parts.
We've got episode 6.2, episode 6.8. You want to know what happened between 2 and 8? Well, so do we.
Whee!
Oh, man.
Well, I can show this while we're waiting for a caller out there to discover us. This is the Sierra Sounds thing I was talking about.
Okay.
Ron Moorhead was one of the guys who recorded these Sasquatch noises, vocalizations in the woods. I want to say back in the 70s is when this went down. And that book that's on the table by, I think it's Alan Bailey.
Don't touch it, I'm going to knock it over.
I think of Alan Berry. He was like a reporter or a journalist who went out with them.
Ann Slate and Alan Berry, yeah.
Yeah, Ann Slate, I think she just co-wrote that.
Okay.
Alan Berry was actually there, I believe. But he has this account. But I will go ahead and play at least the vocalizations they have on their website. And you can, this is how these guys make their money, or at least how Ron Moorhead, this guy makes his money. So I don't want to, play his copyrighted stuff.
Real quick, the website, just to bring visual attention, looks a whole lot like the Miles Paper website we checked out.
Well, I can tell
last
you,
week.
so behind you there's CDs in one of those bins, like almost directly behind you, like you could probably reach them. One of the blue ones, bunch of CDs. One on the left, Jacqueline.
Probably this.
Blue? Is this blue?
Oh, I see CDs.
Yeah, there's 2 CDs in
They're
there
navy
that
blue.
I ordered sometime in the mid-2000s from these guys. So it's been around for a minute. Now, I think I heard Ron Moorhead relatively recently on Coast to Coast AM, too. So I don't know how old the website design actually is, but yeah, it kind of has that appearance, right?
No doubt.
So they've got 2 publicly available ones here, and then you can order their CDs. They're back there. I can't get out of the CRT. Um, here's what they call the fast talk. You ready?
My favorite part was the bit where it went.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play the other one, I guess, right away here.
There's 2 of them.
Interesting.
Honestly, those are not, to me, the most impressive ones that are on these discs. Now,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because the first one is narrated by Jonathan Frakes. TV's Jonathan Frakes from Star Trek Next Generation, who ironically also did the alien autopsy videos. He used to do all sorts of stuff like this,
Wow.
which is funny because you don't see him as an actor much.
Mm.
And I honestly don't. I like the guy. I just don't think he was he didn't have the biggest range as an actor. Like, no offense, Mr. Franks, I am a fan, but he seemed to do a lot of seemed like kind of classical acting. I don't know how else to put that. Like in Star Trek, you would always see him do that pose where you put your leg up like you're Captain Morgan.
Almost stage acting, like a theater.
Yes, yeah. He
theater
strikes me as
play
like
acting.
a theater actor more than like a television actor. But yeah, he did a
Gotcha.
bunch of narration and hosting of stuff like this, and it's literally it's not a DVD. It's just a audio CD of the vocalizations that were recorded in the Sierra Nevada range
That's whack.
in Northern California. I could be wrong. It's been a little while since I read much about the quantum Bigfoot. I don't know where to go.
Quantum.
That was my problem with the book, is like the whole, and you can hear them talking in the recording, like, oh, there's
Yeah.
2 of them, like they're out there recording this, and then in the book, in the last chapters, which aren't really Ron Moorhead's account with this Alan Berry, but it's, I think it's Alan Berry's own accounts of like weird Bigfoot stuff that happened to him out in the woods, and an association with.
Okay.
Got a book now. Where it begins in 1971. Sierra Nevada mountains in California. Spans is 40. And again, I haven't reviewed this stuff in like a decade, so I'm glad that some of the facts I have are right. But there's some compelling vocals, and I at some point maybe we should play more from those discs. I don't think is going to be too upset with you.
Yeah, I think we should absolutely.
Especially considering we're like pimping his website here. Because I'm guessing he still sells these CDs.
No doubt, and definitely go check this website out for yourselves, guys. Don't let us
this
be
is,
your only.
RonMoorhead.com if you're interested. But yeah, these 2 discs are behind you.
Okay.
And
That's interesting.
if Ron Moorhead ever does watch this, please reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you on the program. Curious what
The
this
quantum Bigfoot, man.
thing is.
I keep thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean that's where Bigfoot gets woo-woo, right? When it's not just a species of ape.
Oh man, he's talking about dark matter. I think he's saying Bigfoot lives in the dark matter.
That's a little rough to me. Excerpt from chapter 5. The quantum world of physics also provides an explanation for those folks who believe in God, how divine energy infiltrates the world we live. If we allow our minds to capture this thought, we all win.
Dude, no, this man gets it.
Many religious
Gets
people
it.
have never before considered quantum physics as the way to God works throughout, as the way God works throughout the universe on this planet, in you and in me. The quantum laws which were brought into light in the 19th century are the same that was taught by Jesus over 2,000 years ago. The very oneness of connection. He shows us in John 17:22 to 23. As humans, we have small screen, microphone in my way. As humans, we all have it, so why are we not walking on water? Is it really possible? Physical connection that can take us to another realm of reality, something that is not really in woo-woo land, or that can only be found in church on Sundays by bowing our heads or... ooh, man, he's going deep.
No, this guy gets it. This guy, no, he absolutely. Oh man, he understands. He understands. I don't.
I need to just let you read this stuff, by the way. Good God, because my mic's literally like in the way.
I
of
can
it.
definitely do that for sure. Just let me know. When we want to read an excerpt, and I can.
Well, I like that he says woo woo because I'll frequently tell you, it's just woo woo.
I like the woo woo, man. Divine energy infiltrates the world we live in. If we allow our minds to capture this thought, we all win. I like that a lot. I think this man absolutely is saying some very, very poignant stuff. And, you know, a lot of people look at that and think of it in like a law of attraction manifestation, like kind of way. And I don't necessarily think that's exactly what he's referencing. I think it's more along the lines of like there is a Godhead and it is us and we are it.
I mean, this is really weird how he's relating this stuff to Bigfoot, though. Like, I find it almost disappointing at a certain level because I'd like you to just... he is famous because he made these Bigfoot vocalization recordings. You know, like that. This is what he's known for. Not to say stay in your lane or anything, like by all means write your book, but trying to piggyback off the Bigfoot phenomenon is a little rough, right?
Strange. I'm gonna tell you the truth. In those two little excerpts, I didn't see much that related to Bigfoot.
I didn't either. So, I mean, just write a book about spirituality or religion and how it relates to quantum physics, maybe. And maybe that's what it is, and it's just Bigfoot is in the title, because he is piggybacking off of his
brand, I guess?
His fame, yeah.
I mean, not that Bigfoot can be anyone in particular's brand, but this man seems to have made it as much his brand as he could, for sure.
Give us a call, 857-32-D-Dial. Got nobody on the line, so it's open.
It is open, and we can talk about how big you think the feet are. You know, I was thinking about something earlier, actually. Do you think the squid people have a Bigfoot that's just a really big, like, extra tentacly squid that hangs out, like, on the edges of squid cities?
What was it that our caller Cody said he wanted on a shirt?
Oh, God, I don't remember.
It was like, are we Bigfoot to the... I'm Bigfoot to the squid people.
Bigfoot to the squid people.
I feel like we do need a shirt that says
That's good. It is good. I'm Bigfoot to the squid people.
We get some a little bit more viewers. We'll start putting out some t-shirts.
No doubt. You guys will see the hottest merch.
You can see one on this wide shot here behind Jacqueline. That's our Dark Dial t-shirt that I wore it the other day, and we've talked about it. It's not available yet, but at some point we'll make that available for purchase.
No doubt.
It's a really cool design. It's honestly different than the branding we've put on other stuff. I don't think we have that image on any branding yet, but it's a cool one.
I like it a lot.
I can go pull it up to the main shot real quick if we want to look at it close up.
I was gonna say, I mean, Jacqueline could just take it off the thing and put it. Just grab the thing and put it up, maybe. Frame next to you, blocking me for a moment. I told you guys it wasn't gonna be a topic-heavy night, so there you go. Yeah, it's a little dim, but it's there. It's cooler than it's showing on there. We'll give you guys a better look at some point. You can move it back. I didn't mean it. Move it back. Move it back. Make it go away. Freaking me out. Weird mannequin.
Well, it's scarier when you walk in at night and she's like...
Being like a human.
Oh man, it's
Dark.
I need to probably not talk about my mannequin slaughter tendencies around here. I'm gonna end up hurt, aren't I?
My kid likes my shirt so much she keeps stealing it. I don't know if I'll ever get my Dark Dial shirt back.
Oh no.
It's okay. We can make another one.
True. Night's an odd night.
Well,
That's super weird.
the tech thing threw us off, and we didn't have a whole lot. We were kind of depending on calls, but calls are dependent on a working stream.
That they are.
So,
That they are. But we're now.
yeah.
We're here now.
I mean, I have podcasts that I watch that, without naming names, are big budget podcasts compared to what we're doing. We're working on it. We got champagne taste on a water budget, basically. And I watch them struggle with tech issues, and I'm always like, come on, get it together. You're like you're making millions of dollars a year. What are you doing? I could do it better. And then here we are trying to do it. And
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that microphones, cameras, all of the stuff needed to produce this kind of thing, they're all just cursed when you try to make them work together in tandem. They're cursed. There is no stopping problems from occurring.
we've been pretty good on the video angle in terms of capture. Obviously, we've had some trouble with our upstream, and the microphones have been our biggest challenge starting this. So, behind the scenes talk there, but
I'm gonna bring up a topic real quick from like 2 weeks ago. I think we touched on this. Hermes Trismegistus, Alchemy. Do you know much about him? Now I'm gonna send you an encyclopedia article on him that we can take a bit of a look at. He's an interesting figure. He may or may not have existed like as a true historical figure. It is not well documented. He's like almost a mythical deity and a lot of references to him, but there is an entire school of magic with a K that is devoted to him. Hermeticism is based off of the teachings of this character. But he is this strange evolution of like Greek and Egyptian mythology. Have you guys ever heard anything about like the Emerald Tablets of Thoth?
I've heard
Yes.
of it, but I don't know what it is.
That plays a little bit into the story with Hermes. Like those Emerald tablets are like secret alchemical knowledge, essentially, that was passed down, because he is like, as a mythological figure, like a combination of Thoth and Hermes, essentially. It's an interesting one. He's hard for me to explain beyond that. I can read some of the paragraphs out of here if we want to. Let me see where a good.
trying to see if there's a stroke our
So if you scroll down when you get a chance to the 5th paragraph, it starts a strong hermetic tradition. Yeah, no, you're good. I'm just letting you know. The hermetic texts are actually something I've tried to look into several times, but they are very dense and very much have to be translated out of the dialects they were originally
Am I
written.
going here?
A strong hermetic tradition, that one right there. So just to this kind of elucidates the time period and the way that his teachings were perceived. So we've got a strong Hermetic tradition persisted in the Middle Ages. Stobius the Anthologist, late 5th century, preserved 29 excerpts of Hermetica. Michael Psellus in the 11th century knew of the Corpus Hermeticum, but in medieval mind, the name of Hermes Trismegistus is usually associated with alchemy and magical talismans. Albertus Magnus condemned the diabolical magic in some Hermetic works, but Roger Bacon referred to Hermes Trismegistus as the father of philosophers. Medieval chemistry was also often called the Hermetic science. So he has influenced science across the ages as a character, which I find very interesting, being a mythological character bridging a gap into science, and alchemy being in a way a scientific pursuit. It was a pursuit of magic through the means of science, for lack of a better term on that. So we see science and magic blending themselves long ago.
Kind of touches on when we get into like ancient lost knowledge
Mhm.
and an attempt to recover said knowledge.
Because a lot of this is just gone. There's an encyclopedia on lost knowledge. Yalan Day. It's a Chinese encyclopedia that there are only a few surviving volumes of. But it was ordered to be created by an emperor, and he had something along the lines of 11,000 volumes created from. He contracted different experts in fields across the entire land that he could ascribe, and it was known as one of the most complete collections of history and knowledge in the world at the time. It was basically a compendium. I want to say it was called the Yalan Day or the Yaglan Day or something similar to that, but I can't quite remember. But there's only like 29 or some odd volumes that still exist from this, and they're all in private collections. This knowledge is just gone. Completely and totally gone. Yeah, it just eradicated.
Did you want to read any more?
That particular article doesn't go much further into it. I mean, getting too deep into Hermes as a character is gonna require us to start hitting into some really deep philosophical nicks that I don't know if we want to dive into. Outside of maybe like a segment on their own.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they could get pretty deep.
Do a segment in the future where we're not, live streaming on calls, maybe.
No doubt. Because there's a lot. I could dive really, really far into alchemy as a subject as well. That's something that has... Humans have been diving into alchemical works since the dawn of time. Fire is alchemy. As soon as we discovered fire, we were attempting alchemy. Just the act of creating fire
It's a very loose term, alchemy.
It's...
classical sense was trying to turn other elements into gold, right?
It's...
Alchemist, but it literally is the transformation of matter, or sometimes energies.
It is sometimes, yes, it is that, but it is a much deeper scientific field than that. Alchemy, as people think about it today, is really like a romanticized version that exists based off media portrayal. Alchemical texts themselves are vast in their number, and they range in time from, early 11th century to like 17th, 18th century. We really stopped seeing them being found in the modern era. But it's moved online. There's still alchemical texts out there. They do exist and they're online. I mean, it's a science that has been pursued in great depth because it's more than it's a science relating to spirituality as well. There's like a thought in alchemy called the secret, essentially, and it is you have to have such an intimate knowledge of it, and the most, like, the best way to describe the secret is it's like a connection to divinity through matter is what they're trying to achieve with alchemy. It's like dragging God to earth instead of trying to reach God is what alchemy is in a way. It's bringing God down to a level that we can interact with it. Because it delves into a lot of natural sciences in terms of elements. It delves into a lot of chemical sciences. It delves into there's a lot of spirituality, and there's also a lot of astronomy entangled into that spirituality. You know, a lot of alchemical texts were coded, and they were passed around in such a way that unless you were an alchemist with sufficient knowledge of what is referred to as the work, you wouldn't be able to accurately perceive the information. It would be an almanac,
I like how all these
essentially.
actual like phrases used within alchemy are stuff like the secret and the work. They're very
It's a mystery
possible to
club.
follow. I looked up just a definition of alchemy. Merriam-Webster's got a few of them here. One is a medieval chemical science and speculative philosophy aiming to achieve the transmutation of the base metals into gold, the discovery of a universal cure for disease, and the discovery of a means of indefinitely prolonging life. 2. A power or process that changes or transforms something in a mysterious or impressive way. 3. An inexplicable or mysterious transmuting.
And that transmuting is oftentimes... Gold does not necessarily always represent physical gold when we're talking about alchemical texts. That gold oftentimes represents the transmutation of the human soul into that of a divine soul.
Yeah, well, it gets into the eternal life thing. You know?
The Philosopher's Stone, someone dropped a manual on making the Philosopher's Stone. Like 100-page manual, okay?
Pee.
Yep, 8 years of boiling your own piss.
It seems like a troll, man.
Someone's gonna do it, right? Someone's going to do that.
It seems like a troll.
Is it?
I don't know.
Is it, or are we just not gonna do it because we don't want to spend 8 years boiling our own piss?
I don't know.
Well, look, if that's the trade-off for immortal life, that's a pretty good trade-off. That's easy peasy, right?
I mean, if it works, I'm down. I mean, look, you could probably cut it down to like a year with a pressure cooker, right?
We have the technology.
We could cut this thing down. We could do this quick. Let's do the math. How long does it take to cook a chicken in a pot versus a pressure cooker?
How many times do you have to slap a chicken to fully cook it?
But the whole urine fixation in it is weird. I don't know. There was actual sources for that though. That's what early alchemists were attempting to do in terms of the basically a fountain of youth thing, right? Like a live forever. That wasn't like trying to make gold, but ironically, it does involve a golden shower.
No, it was a well documented paper. Essentially, they had references through alchemical texts, and they had essentially like reference to where they had figured out what the code was in each said text, and explained why it was what it was and what other references caused them to believe that. Like, it was well documented and put together, which makes it even scarier, honestly. Sulfur is one of the biggest compounds involved in alchemy.
Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure, but it's a byproduct in urine. Large quantities.
What's George doing over there?
I have no idea. It's like,
Is he making a philosopher's stone?
yeah, it's being all weird.
There's probably a bug underneath the arcade machine.
Something. But he's making noise on the little things on the ground, so I keep looking because distracted.
Give us a call, 857-323-3425. Lines are open. That's 857-32-D-DIAL. Or head over to darkdial.com and click that call now button if you're on your phone. That should give us a ring from there too. And you can sign up for our forums while you're over there, or check us out on any social media platform we're on. All the links are right there, darkdial.com.
I'll tell you, if you want to learn about alchemy, and this is gonna sound funky, but if you want to learn about alchemy in a way that feels like you're breaking a code to learn about alchemy, there's this little Finnish game called Noita. It stands for witch, and it is a game that is deeply, deeply connected with alchemy. The lore of the game is deeply connected with real life alchemy. There's quotes from Hermes Trismegistus in the game. And it is everything.
How's it spelled?
Noita, Noita. Everything that's in it is coded deeply. I mean, it took people years to figure out some of the stuff in it, because it'll be symbolism in the background of a level that you're running through, and it has no explanation whatsoever, but there will be a secret in another level that provides a hint or a clue.
Right there?
Huh?
Was that urine?
No, that was lava.
No, I'm joking.
Urine, no, there's legitimately
like that right there.
Yeah, there is legitimately urine is a material in this game. Like there's a physics engine where like all the pixels are individually simulated. But there is like alchemical reactions that take place in it, but that's not necessarily the what I'm getting at. It's a great little engine.
Created well.
Very well created.
Like
but
fun little games in terms of physics and stuff.
I have spent a lot of time on it. As someone who played a lot of the Falling Sand style games as a kid, this is built on an engine called Falling Everything. And it's the same kind of thing. Everything's simulated, it all has reactions, but like if you scroll back just a hair, you'll see on the pillar there, when he's walking into the cave.
Say transmutates.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's me. If you do want to call, give us a ring
right
soon.
there. There's like on the pillar there. There's like 3 eyes. Those eyes are like a coded message. They're hidden around all the levels. And so the reason I'm bringing it up is because it feels like you're learning a lot about real alchemy in a way that almost feels like an alchemist coded it. Because they talk. All of their texts are written like they're almanacs of the time or something of that nature. And it's like there's a hidden messages in it. So it really does feel like you're learning about it in a way that's proper.
I mean, it looks like a fun game, honestly.
It's phenomenal. I have
well,
a lot of time. So what he's doing right there is the way that like you cast spells in this game, because you're like a witch. You have a wand and you cast spells. Is you get a bunch of different effects and you get to chain them together, however you want, essentially. So there's like homing abilities and there's spells that'll explode, and you get to put them back and forth, and you can cast one that'll shoot a bolt that when it hits a wall it releases like 5 or 6 plasma torches that all spread out and home in on enemies, and when they touch them they blow up, or various stuff like that. But you get to create it all. It's a very well put together game, but it has legitimate alchemical knowledge, like really like hard to find knowledge coded deeply into it, and it feels like
we should do like a Merlin's Museum stream
playthrough.
Playing it. Yeah.
Oh man, it's good. It's a roguelike. I don't know if there's any way to beat it, but I'm down to go after some of the secrets.
Well, I was trying to say earlier, if you want to give us a call, again, the number's on the screen, 857-32-D-DIAL, 857-323-3425. Go to darkdial.com, click call now.
Please call. They're going to drive me nuts. We got to have something else to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say call now because we're not going to be on much longer. We're running out of steam tonight. We've all been a little sick, and now tonight's been exhausting. Stream going down and whatnot, so...
Call in.
Yeah, make us feel like somebody's out there watching. Or just comment in chat, comment on a video, like and subscribe. Check out our website. Built all these things. Be nice if somebody used them.
Oh, George, you scared
There's
me.
pretty good chance. That was good on the fly.
I tried. I saw it pop up, and I got myself hyped up and ready.
You just bombard the room.
Yeah.
He's insane.
So I'm reading a little bit more on Hermes. I don't know how far you guys want to dive into this anymore, but it's just interesting the context that he has across historical abounds. We've got right here, some authorities regard him as a contemporary of Abraham, and some Jewish traditions go so far as to claim that Abraham acquired a portion of his mystical knowledge from Hermes himself, and they're referencing the Kabbalion, which is a Jewish mystical tradition similar in nature to Hermeticism. They're not quite exactly the same, but there's some connections to be made between the two. So it's across cultures, Greeks, Romans, Egyptians. This figure is widespread, and through hundreds of years as well.
Yeah, I wish I knew more about it. I just don't know enough to comment about
That's what
it.
I was thinking. I was like, I would have to look into it more to say anything.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm digging really deep to pull some of this out. The alchemical stuff is like it's a wacky dive. There's a lot to it. It's something that's really, really interesting, but the information is.
I like the whole concept of alchemy because it conjures to mind wizards and mystical nature of things.
Potion seller.
I think we could definitely do a deeper dive into it.
Yeah, I'd really like to. I'd definitely really like to.
I'm very cool with that. I love the concept anyway. Do a I don't know, at some point here some campaign, Alchemy D&D campaign. If we do start building up a community, it would be nice to do some gaming with viewers and stuff too.
Dark Dial D&D sounds like a grand old
Dark
time.
Dial D&D. DDD&D.
D&D. Oh man, we could have a campaign where we're like ghost hunters or something, right?
You know, we've got that Discord. I didn't put the link up yet, but we've got the Discord we could play on there.
Yeah, absolutely. I've played many a game on there. Herschel, he ain't never getting out of that void, man. But yeah, no, that would be honestly a lot of fun. Imagine we're like ghost hunters and we get caught up in something crazy, and we gotta figure out the mystery. It's gonna be like Scooby-Doo.
You're a big Scooby-Doo fan, right?
I am actually, yeah. I was in the Scooby-Doo fan club as a child. I got the monthly packages and everything.
Awesome.
No, big fan. I attribute that and Courage the Cowardly Dog to a lot of my interest in the paranormal as an adult. Those were very formative shows to get me interested in this kind of stuff.
Scooby-Doo's kind of out of pop culture when it comes to kids today.
Watched a lot of Scooby-Doo.
I watched some Goosebumps. I read a lot more
Yeah,
Goosebumps than I watched
me too.
Goosebumps. My favorite Goosebumps are the camera books where they took the pictures and then the person wound up dead. It would show them. They would take a picture and the person would be like a skeleton. Yeah, I liked those a lot. There were like 3 of them. It was like a series, maybe 2. Did you guys ever read the Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure books, though?
Some of them, yeah.
I don't know which ones I just did the accelerated reading stuff, so I'd read them and then take the test on them so I could get extra points in class.
Oh man, I really liked Goosebumps. I think that was a phenomenal.
Still really like Goosebumps.
You're talking about Say Cheese and Die.
Yep, this is the one, man. That cover lives in my head rent-free 100% of the time. I think about it on not a regular basis, but probably more often than I should. I mean, look at that guy grilling. He's just like he's just rattling his teeth around.
I'll show you the one that was probably the one I loved the most.
Image. Ooh,
Monster Blood.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Had a few of them.
Ooh. Everyone knows the puppet. The puppet.
I was
one.
gonna
That
say
one's
that
like
was the one that I remember the most.
That's the one, and that one had the one episode on the show that everyone remembers too. I really liked the show. A lot of people think the show is kind of kitschy.
I don't know. I used
It's
to watch it on
it's a
Saturday
kid
mornings
show,
with the
but-
girls. I loved it.
This was my favorite cover, I think.
Oh my god, I this is unlocking horrid memories. It also makes me think of All Real Monsters. Oh, those
It's
lips.
like all the women now.
Oh no.
Too injected.
Monster Blade 4. What was Monster Blade 3? I'm curious. I don't know. Oh, it was like its big feet. Not very interesting. But I liked this cover. I thought that was.
Did you read the one that was a Blob ripoff?
Wasn't this kind of the Blob ripoff? I don't know.
No, it is one where a guy got. It was one singular large blob. Was it this one? Is it this one? Am I thinking about Monster Blood 2? It had like pink ball on the cover.
You
Pink
had a
blade.
hamster on the cover. Was 2.
Slappy. That's what we're thinking.
Oh, the puppet thing?
Yeah, when
yeah.
it was
Okay.
Slappy.
I don't
I
remember.
feel like
That's
that
is
sounds
that a
really
beaver?
familiar.
It's a hamster.
It's a hamster.
That makes sense. Slappy sounds like a Goosebumps puppet name.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what I remember it being.
That was the second one, and the third one was the.
All right. Speaking on spooky time media we enjoyed in our youth, how do you guys feel about Halloween Town?
I loved Halloween Town.
I remember liking it. I remember my sister really liking it. She was a little younger than I am.
I liked
I
Halloween Town.
adored those movies.
I think we actually watched it a couple years ago with the girls right before Halloween.
They are phenomenal. They are up there with Hocus Pocus for me.
Oh, I love Hocus Pocus. I even liked the new one. It was
Yeah,
funny.
I have not seen the new.
I didn't like the new
I
one.
watched it the night it came out. I thought it was funny, especially because they used the Roomba for the way to fly, because it's like a vacuum, and they couldn't find a broom, so she rode around on the Roomba.
It's just
funny.
it's got a lot of like modern Disney baggage.
It
to
does, but overall, it was cute. I watched it the night it came out. I liked it.
Hold on. Wait, so back to Halloween Town for half a second. The cabbie. Do you guys remember the cabbie? Skeleton cabbie.
Yeah, I
vaguely.
do.
He was my favorite character. That man was a hoot. I
They
tell
did
you what.
It's a gag like that with Ghostbusters too.
Did they?
Yeah, like a cabbie pulls up and he's like, "I'll get the next one," and it was just some ghost or ghoul something. Seem to remember that.
That's good. Man, it's been I don't remember much of Ghostbusters. It's been a very long time since I've seen it.
We're gonna have to do something next Friday for the Friday the 13th.
Oh, of course.
Oh, we're gonna do the Friday the 13th special.
Yeah.
Talk about Friday the 13th or something.
We're gonna have a 5,000 hour long stream.
No,
That
we're probably
sounds
gonna have a
fun.
4-hour stream that hopefully won't feel like a 12-hour stream.
Cut into 6 parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're good now. We've been fine since we got back from break here. No issues at all, but
Well, that's good.
about 5 minutes if you want to give us a call. We'll stay on a little longer. If you call us, 857-32-D-dial.
So, have you ever heard the term hermetically sealed in reference to a product?
Yeah, absolutely. Is that where it comes from?
That is where it comes from. It comes from the thought and practice of putting magical spells on objects to protect them.
That's interesting.
I'm just reading some more stuff, just some random tidbits, not getting too deep. Find some more stuff for us just to throw out.
Dog very obsessed with something at my.
I know, he's going crazy in here. I don't know what's going on.
It's the bugs in the stream, man.
It's probably.
The stream bugs.
Hey, now it's because we talked about Gremlins last week. I don't like that.
You talk about them, they get mad. We talked about them just now. We gotta stop.
I'm gonna say they're gonna start messing
Can't
with
stop.
Well,
Like the
look,
Gremlins.
you gotta deal with them coming and fucking with you while you sleep. All right, like they pop in that VCR and they're in there.
They
You
don't
might not want to talk about 'em too much.
They come in through the composite cable.
Well, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's like mice. but worse.
Thanks.
Oh dear.
You could shove some of that food in here.
Getting hungry.
I am getting pretty hungry in here.
You did mention that at the beginning.
I forgot. Sorry. When I got up to break, I forgot to bring you anything.
Yeah, if you please, you guys just leave, and then I'll be talking, and it's kind of hard to see whether you're out there or not, and then there's nobody out there.
Anybody out there?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently not. Nobody was calling.
Oh. That is the life. That is the life. I scared him off with my alchemy talk.
Stream scared him off, but it's such a shame too, because we had like the best little segment where we were
going off.
I only cut it off because I'm like, it's not
even showing.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, this is one of the best things we've done on stream, and the stream didn't work.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
You know,
I mean, I expected on their end. I expected on the servers we're going to's end sometimes, but when it's our connection, it's frustrating.
technical difficulties are just the pains of this kind of thing, I think. Hopefully we've wired out the ones that are in our control, and the ones like tonight that aren't just don't happen as much as they don't need to.
That'd be great. I was able to stroke our call scroll.
Oh.
Or now.
Right on.
Or not, but
Jacked it up, let's see. Ooh, they do look good.
like when we're on a bright screen, kind of gives it a more of an outline. I realized it was hard to read the words when we were
On this
on
back
like a
room
white
view.
document.
Oh, okay.
The lighter color we were on, it was harder. Got a little better.
Yeah, it looks good. I think keeping the one up top unstroked is good too.
I don't know. I feel like we should stroke.
The reason I'm saying I think it might be good to keep it unstroked is because I feel like it's almost a watermark.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Could be right there.
I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't seen it stroked, so it might look good. I might just be...
Here, you want me to try it?
Yeah, toss it up.
This is the exciting time we're on stream and we're just configuring.
Oh, man.
Small things that you would think we would have done already, but we're working on big stuff. How's that?
That's like a back thing on.
Yeah, so show you the different.
It looks good. It makes it look like the shadow is like eating into the metal, and I kind of dig it.
Yeah, I like it.
No, I think that looks better.
Actually, the first time I did it, I went.
You know why? You know what I think? Because it's filling in the middle space with black too. That makes a big deal.
He said it looks like we're watching UFOs on the ceiling.
Oh.
Marty.
Oh. They're up there. Thanks. Does that look good? Do I leave it at that, or do we?
Go back
I
to
don't
the
like
other
it there.
one. I think they are, but let me just see the thin one.
Black.
Yeah, I like the thicker one. Oh, hello,
So
Marty.
that's one.
I like that one.
Too thick on the scroll, or?
No, I think the scroll looks good, but go check that one on the main view. The top left one, because it looks really good right there. I think a lot of that has to do with... No, it still looks good. We good.
Backstage view.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe the shadow up where the VCR was.
George wanted to be included, Marley.
I think it looks a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to see that,
Thank you, Marty.
which is okay, kind of as a watermark, but Also, if you want to actually figure out where to go to find us, it's darkdial.com. Now you can see it clearly.
Not dorkdial.com.
No, that's a different site. Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Don't go there. Well, guys, should we shut this thing down?
I think we give it a call for the night, and we come back next week with some more, get some more calls.
Picture in picture.
Or frozen picture in picture.
Did it freeze?
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't like it.
Oh, it doesn't like it at all.
Oh, that's really weird. Why is it doing all that?
All right, now if you do it again, it'll freeze us in the bottom, and we'll get another layer deep. Oh god.
Look.
Hey, it's me, and it's also me, and you, and it's also you, and you, and it's also you, and there's us, but
It's
then there's
you,
us and
you,
us.
and
And
me, and
have
me,
you
and
seen
me.
us? And then there's us, and then us, and then
And it's a frozen us.
All right, now we got this guy right here. Look at him. Oh my God, he's
frozen
back at it again. Look at what is going on.
That's exactly how you blow up OBS.
We hope you guys had a great night watching us.
I hope you guys had fun. I had some fun, and then some frustration, and then some more fun.
We'll be back at it again next week. Make sure to check us out. We should have a little more control of the things that we have control of, and the things that we don't have control of. Well, those we're just gonna have to call and ask the aliens to help us on that. So
We'll
But in the
try.
meantime, like, subscribe, and get notifications.
we did the thing. We're doing the thing one more time. Beep, beep, beep.
Check us out, darkdial.com. We got a cool forum you can sign up for. We tend to post our sources on there. We don't have a whole lot of sources tonight. And it's just a cool place to talk. And you can find us on anything from there in terms of every social platform we're on, which is pretty much all of them. So take your pick, whatever your preference is. We'll try to meet you there.
Yay!
Love you guys.
Have a great Friday night. Be safe.
Take it easy.
Yeah, please be safe out there and have fun and don't get abducted by aliens or molested by a Bigfoot.
And if you do, make sure to call in next week for, we want to hear your encounter with the aliens or Bigfoot.
Darn right.